I am being told that heavy accusations has been brought against me by King Oedipus. If in these present difficulties he holds me accountable for any harm to him to anything I have said or done, why then? I do not value life in this dishonor. The matter is grave. The fact is that I am being called disloyal to the state, to my friend, to anyone.
I think he may have spoken in anger, not from his mind.
But did you not hear him say that I was the one who seduced the old prophet into lying?
Yes, that's what he said, but there was no evidence.
But you were watching him. Were his eyes steady? Do he look like a man in his right mind?
Actually, I don't know. I cannot judge the behavior of a great man, but here he comes.
You're back. How shameless of you to come to my house, you murderer. Do you think I don't know that you're planning to kill me and steal my throne? You're a fool. So, are you hoping with that support or plan to get the throne?
Now, let me talk too. You can't judge me unless you know the facts.
You speak well. There is one fact, but it's hard to believe someone like you.
That above all, I must dispute with you.
If you think a man can sin against his kind and not to be punished for it, I say you're a man.
I agree. But tell me, what have I done to you?
You advised me to send that wizard, did you?
Yes, I did. And I should do it again.
Very well. Now tell me, how long has it been since Lias vanished in that onset by the road?
It was a long time ago.
And this prophet, did he speak of me at that time?
He never did. At least, not when I was present.
But the inquiry? I suppose you held one.
We did, but we learned nothing.
Why did the prophet not speak against me then?
I don't know, and I am a man that will never speak if there are no facts.
There's one fact that you know.
And what fact is that?
If he weren't involved with you, he couldn't say that it was I who murdered Lias.
If you say that, then you are the one who knows it. But now, it's my turn to question you.
Please, I'm not a murderer.
First then, you married my sister?
I married your sister. She has everything that she wants.
And I'm the third? Equal to both of you?
That's why I call you a bad friend.
Will any sane man prefer power with all of the king's anxieties to the same power and the grace of sleep? Certainly not I. I have never longed for the king's power. Besides, I hate anarchy and never will deal with any man who likes it. That's what I have said. Go to the priestess at Delphi, and as for the other thing, if I'm found guilty of treason with Theseus, then sentence me to death. But not without good evidence. You do wrong when you take good man, bad man for good. Because in time and time alone, will show you just the man who is chronicled and discovered in a day.
Would you have me stand still, hold my peace, and let this man win everything through my inaction?
And you want? What is it then? To banish me?
No, not exile. It is your death that I want, so all the world may see what treason means.
My lords, the queen has come from her chamber. Perhaps this horrible quarrel can be resolved through her.
You foolish man, what wicked den is this? You thief sick today. Is it not shameful that you should drag some private discord up?
Nothing? No, sister. What your husband plans for me is one of two great evils. Exile or death.
He's right. By the moment I have got him gravely plotting against my life.
Live with Oedipus. In the name of the gods, respect this out of his for my sake, for the sake of these people here.
Open your mind to her, my lord. I beg you.
What do you want me to do?
Respect Krian's word. He has never spoken like a fool, and now he has sworn an oath.
Do you know what you ask?
I do.
Then speak out.
His record of past friendship must speak to his innocence until there is more evidence.
You aware? I hope that what you say means death for me, or exile at least.
May I die cursed and without friends if I had such a thought. I am distressed by what is happening in Thebes right now, and the killing of a friend will only add to the troubles that we already face.
Then let him go, and let me die if I must. I'll be driven by him and shame at the land of Thebes. As for him, wherever he goes, hatred will follow him.
Ugly Yudha, as your ugly rage. Matters like yours chiefly torment yourself.
Can you go? Can you leave me?
I can, but you do not know me. This city knows me, and in its eyes I'm just not in yours. Goodbye.
Lady Yokaste, will you take the king to go to his chambers?
First, tell me what has happened.
There was suspicion without evidence, yet it led to even false charges will.
On both sides?
On both sides.
But what was side?
Oh, let it rest, let it rest. Have you not suffered enough?
You see what your decency has brought you. You've met difficulties where my heart so nerve.
My king Oedipus, I've said it before and I shall say it again. I would have to be a madman to accuse you of betraying Thebes without proof. To this point of madness, shall I forsake you now?
In God's name, Oedipus, and from your wife as well. Why are you so sad in this hard anger?
I will tell you, for none of these men deserve my confidence as you do. It's Crown's work, his treachery, his plotting against me.
Go on, if you can make this clear to me.
He charged me with the murder of Laios.
Has he some knowledge, or does he speak from hearsay?
He sent a prophet to tell his story.
If it is a question of soothsayers, I tell you that you will find a man whose craft gives knowledge of the unknowable. Here is my proof. An oracle was reported to Laios once. I will not say Siron, Phoebus himself, but from his appointed ministers at any rate, that his doom will be deep at the hands of his son, born of his flesh and mind. Now, you remember the story. Laios was killed by Maroon, the strangers were the three high-wise men, but his child had not been 3 days in this world before the king had cured this baby's ankles, and left him to die on a lonely mountainside. Thus, Apollo never caused the child to kill his father, and it was not Laios' fate to die in the hands of his son. And he had feared, this is what prophets and prophetess as work. Have no dread of them. It is God himself who can show us what he wills in his way.
How strange a shadowy memory calls my mind. Just while you were speaking, it choked my heart. If I understand you, Laios was killed at the place where three roads meet.
So, it was said, we have no later story.
Where and when did it happen?
Focus, it is called, at a place where three Theban way divides into the roads toward Delphi and Dahlia. We had the news not long before you came and proved them right to your succession here.
What net has God been waving for me?
Why does this trouble you?
Don't ask me yet. First, tell me about Laios. Was the king escorted, or did he ride with a large company as a ruler he should?
He was tall, his hair touched with white. His form was not unlike your own. There were 5 men with him in all. One was a herald and a single chariot which he was driving.
Alas, that makes it plain enough. But who? Who told you? How did it happen?
A household servant, the only one to escape.
And is he still a servant of ours?
No, for when he came back at last and found you enthroned in the place of the dead king, he came to me, touched my hand with his, and begged that I would send him away to the frontier district where only the separate could. As far away from the city as I could send him, I granted his prayer, for although the man was a slave, he had earned more than this favor at my hands.
Can he be called back quickly? I've taken too much upon myself without inquiry. Therefore, I wish to consult him.
Then he shall come, but am I not one also to whom you might confide this verse of yours?
It is your right. It will not be denied you. Now, like a wall, where I have reached a pitch of wealth foreboding. Is there anyone to whom I should speak sooner? Oedipus of Corinth is my father. My mother is a Dorian, Nerope. I grew up chief among the men of Corinth until a strange thing happened, not worth my patience, it may be, but strange. At the feast, a drunken man murmuring that I am not my father's son. The next day I visited my father and mother and questioned them, but they stormed and didn't answer my question. I went to the shrine at Delphi. The god dismissed my question, but spoke of other things. I should lie with my mother, bred children from her, and that I should be my father's murderer. After I heard all this, I left Corinth. Sung by the oracle, and I came to this country where, so you say, King Laios was killed. I will tell you all that happened there, my lady. 3 highways were coming together at the place I passed. There's a chariot with herald come toward me, forced me off the road badly, that made me struck in rage. I killed them all, know if that stranger and Laios were kin. Where is a man more miserable than me, more hated by the gods? Citizen and alien alike must never shelter me or speak to me. I must be shunned by all. Think of it, I have touched you with these hands that killed your husband. What defilement!
My lord, we are dismayed at this, but there is still hope. You have yet to hear from the shepherd.
Indeed, I fear no other hope is left me.
What do you hope for him when he comes?
This much, if his account of murder tallies with yours, then I'm clear.
What was it that I said of such importance?
My orders, you say, killed the king according to this man's story. If he maintains that still, if there were several, clearly the guilt is not mine. I was alone. But if he says one man single-handed did it, then all the evidence all point to me.
You may be sure that he said there were several. And can he call back that story now? He can't. The whole city heard it as plainly as I. But suppose he alters some detail of it. He cannot ever show that Laios did fulfill the oracle. For Apollo said my child was doomed to kill him. And my child, poor baby, it was my child, the dead first, not from no one. Your oracles are concerned. I will not waste a second thought on any.
You may be right, but Count, let someone go for the shepherd at once. This matter must be settled.
I will send for him. I would not wish to crush you in anything, and surely not in this. Let us go in.
Let me be reverenced in the ways of right, lowly the path I journey on. Let all my words and actions keep the laws of the pure universe from highest heaven handed down. For heaven is the bright nurse, and those generations of the realms of light, never of a mortal kind were they begot, nor are they slaves in memory, lost in sleep. Thy Father is greater than time, and age is not. The tyrant is a child of pride who drinks from his great sickening cup, recklessness and vanity. Until from his high crest headlong, he plummets to the dust of hope, that strong man is not strong. But let no fair ambition be denied. May God protect the wrestler for the state in government and comely policy, who will fear God and on his ordinance wait. And any mortal who dares hold no immortal power in awe will is caught up in a net of pain, the price for which his levity is sold. Shall we lose faith in Delphi's obscurities? We who have heard the world's core discredited, and the sacred wood of Zeus et al.'s praised no more? The deeds and the strange prophecies must make a pattern, yet to be understood. Zeus, if indeed you are Lord of all, throned in light over night and day, mirror this in your endless mind. Our masters call the oracle words on the wind, and the Delphic's vision blind, and reverence for the gods has died away.